Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're going to talk about something extremely important for Italians. Coffee. Come ordinare il caffè in Italia. Come ordinare il caffè in Italia. And also, of course, how to order it. So caffè is coffee, but the coffee that you drink, not the place where you go to. In fact, it's important to say as first thing that bar, B-A-R, it's the place where you go to get a coffee. But bar in Italy is not the one that you would go to get alcohol and beer. I mean, you can also find that, but that's not the main thing that you can find there. In fact, what we call bar is just like a place where you go to have a break, to have a coffee. There are also places called caffetteria. So from caffè, it's the place where you get coffee, which are basically the same thing as bars. Then nowadays, there are some places that are called something cafe, like for example, cat cafe if it has cats, or like matcha cafe if it serves like green tea from Japan, or just like the name of the place and cafe, but that's just in recent years. When you think about where you get coffee, you think about the bar. Troviamo un bar e sediamoci. Let's find a bar and sit down. Troviamo un bar e sediamoci. And bars are like every corner in Italy, really. What the bar is peculiar for is that you can either have a coffee seated at a table, seduto al tavolo, or at the counter, al bancone, not balcone with the L, that's balcony, but bancone with N, it's counter. So you're basically standing there while drinking. It's a fast thing. And of course the service cost is different. Il costo del servizio è diverso. Ci sediamo o stiamo in piedi? Do we sit down or are we standing? Meaning, do we get the coffee at the counter or do you want to sit down? Ci sediamo o stiamo in piedi? Per me va bene anche al bancone. Or for me, at the counter is fine. Per me va bene anche al bancone. Now, something else that you may want to notice is that sometimes, especially like when you're traveling long distance and you find a spot where to stop and have a break, you have to do the receipt first and then you get the coffee. So you pay, you get the receipt, and then with the receipt you go to the counter and you exchange that for coffee. So there is someone at the register where you pay, and then you go and move to the other side, basically, of the counter where you get your coffee. In fact, on the counter you can also find zucchero, sugar, and you may ask for milk, latte. But you want to know before if you're getting the one with milk or not, because that's a different type of coffee. In fact, the normal one that you get is the espresso type, so caffè espresso or caffè normale. Or you could get a double espresso, caffè doppio, or caffè lungo. It's still espresso, but a bit longer, so with a bit more of water, basically. Or caffè corto, short, which is just really like a shot of coffee at this point, because it's really short, just a little, and you want it really strong. And those are the ones that usually cost the same, because you don't have any extra ingredient. Okay, maybe the double espresso costs more, but in general you get that, and then you can choose to have it amaro, so bitter, as it is, caffè nero, black coffee, caffè nero. And usually you can find both white sugar, so zucchero normale, we don't really call it bianco, so white sugar, but just zucchero, or zucchero di canna, which is brown sugar. Then, if you want coffee with milk, with just a bit of milk, that's called macchiato, caffè macchiato, literally stained coffee, because it has a stain of milk on top, and it can be macchiato freddo, so with cold milk, or macchiato caldo, with hot milk. I know you don't have to go like into specifics. If you just want a caffè macchiato, they may ask, they may not. They may just give it to you as it is. You get caffè with milk. So if you order like un caffè, grazie, a coffee please, coffee, thank you, un caffè per favore, coffee please, they may ask you normale, normal, which means espresso, and you go like, yes please, sì, grazie, un po' lungo, a bit long, un po' lungo. Or, no, scusa, macchiato. No, sorry, stained, which is macchiato. Then we have some more particular coffee. For example, il caffè decaffeinato, so without caffeina, decaffeinato, or caffè al ginseng, And that's not it. We still have caffè marocchino, which means from Morocco, but it doesn't mean that it comes from Morocco. It just means that it has chocolate inside, usually on the side of the cup. So when you like use the spoon, you can get some coffee and chocolate as well. And then we have caffè shakerato, which is shaked coffee. Shakerato comes from there. And it's usually cold, and it has a bit like of foam, on top. That's what it makes. Then we have caffè corretto, literally fixed coffee, or like corrected. It means that it has a bit of alcohol inside, and that's why it's fixed, because now it works for some people. Caffè corretto is really popular as a digestive, so after the meal, or I would say in the middle of the morning if you're having a bad morning. Then you could also get caffè latte, which is half coffee, half milk, or cappuccino, so a bit more of coffee and then milk, foamy milk on top. But that is not really considered, it is coffee, but if I say let's go for a coffee, okay, cappuccino it may be, but just as you may know, and as I want you to know already, in the mornings. While coffee you can have it all the time during the day. Come ti piace il caffè? How do you like your coffee? La mattina lo faccio a casa con la moka. In the mornings, I do that, I prepare that at home with moka machine, ma dopo pranzo vado a prenderlo al bar. But after lunch, I go get it at the bar. Mi piacciono entrambi. I like them both. Mi piacciono entrambi. So, what's the moka? It's the machine that you use to make coffee at home. The ones where you have the powder of coffee, from beans, of course, but still the powder, and then the filter, and basically the water boils underneath and then comes up, taking the flavor of coffee. While another way of doing it would be caffè col filtro, so dripped coffee. Filtro is the filter, and then you use the hot water that takes down, this time, the flavor of the beans, of the coffee. And another way, a third way that has become really popular in recent years is capsule, or also known as cialde. So coffee capsules. You also need to have a machine for that and to buy those like in packages, but you use one per time. While with the rest, you buy the package, like the bag of coffee beans. You may want to grind the coffee beans yourself, but that's not super common in houses. Usually people just buy the bag of ground coffee already and then put that in the drip machine or that makes the Americano also. That's coffee that I didn't mention. So you put that in machines, either the mocha or the Americano coffee machine. Posso avere un caffè macchiato? Can I have a macchiato coffee? Posso avere un caffè macchiato? Certo, caldo o freddo? Sure, hot or cold. Non importa, doesn't matter, non importa. Ma avete il latte di soia? But do you have soy milk? Certo, c'è anche il latte di mandorla. Sure, of course, there's also almond milk. Latte di mandorla. Some other milks that people may or may not have is oat milk, latte d'avena, or latte di riso, rice milk, or latte di cocco, coconut milk. So yeah, I hope that now you know what coffee to order. And if you don't, because there are actually too many, my suggestion is to try all of them and then you can have it your own way. There are even people that mind about the cup being hot or cold, depending, like for example, if you're having macchiato, caldo or freddo. But the last thing, the bonus thing that I want to tell you is that sometimes you may find a caffè sospeso. Caffè sospeso. Now, this is not any particular kind of hanging coffee, because it means caffè suspended, so suspended coffee, caffè sospeso, and it means that someone before you bought a coffee for someone who still has to come to the place. That's like an act of kindness that people do, especially in the South, but not only. And that's what you can also buy for someone who's coming after you. And usually it's just a normal coffee. Like, you don't go into specifics being like, I want to buy a coffee like hot macchiato with milk of almond milk. Like, it's just a normal coffee, which is around €1 or €1.10, 20, depending on where you are. But yeah, I would say that the average price is around €1. As always, I hope this was useful. And if you liked the video, please leave a comment down below. Also, if you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on ItalianPod101.com. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.